Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Nope, gotta turn that off. And I guess it's fine. Let me check Lute volume. Oh, scheiße. It might be a little too loud. Let me turn it down a bit. I think that's fine. Alright, that's good. Let me put this here. Alright, I guess I can get started. Let's get a sip of my tea. This is my good Dougie mug, because I love dogs. Anyway, and what's this? Okay. Alright, so what am I doing here? So, Baroque improvisation and Basso Continuo for guitar/lute worksheet. So basically, this is something that I've been doing lately. Is I've been reflecting, on my musical education, and when taking theory in college, it's kind of hard to find time to properly put the stuff into practice. For the most part, we're just trying to finish the assignments and get through the class and get the grade. So very little time to put it in the instrument. Anytime we have a Baroque piece or something that utilizes this kind of theory, oftentimes we don't really have time to really process it through the instrument, if that makes sense. And I really do mean through the instrument. So for example, I might have a Bach piece, I might analyze the chords, I might analyze the counterpoint. But oftentimes, I wouldn't be, and this is just me talking, it's probably different for other guitarists, I wouldn't really be taking it as a way of improvising on the guitar or utilizing the guitar for this genre of music. And ultimately, this is what I want to do with my instruments, is I want to be able to improvise this style of music. Now, I know the theory, I just don't know my instrument well enough and the music well enough to do it on the spot, and I need to be able to do it on the spot. So I've been doing just some reading up on figured bass and Basso Continuo and stuff. And right now, this isn't exactly Basso Continuo, but I will be laying down a bass line and realizing the chords. I realize it's different for. There's different methodologies. There's improvising counterpoint, where you have a bass line and you improvise a line above that. You do it by intervals. You start out with the octave with a perfect interval, then thirds, sixths, fifths, and fourths in between, and so forth, so on. There's of course rules to be observed as far as the melody. What you can do. Consecutive leaps, preparing and exiting intervals properly, leaps properly. Rules about dissonant melodic intervals and so forth, so on. But right now I'm just gonna do what I did in theory class and do it through the instrument. Just before I got started here, I was working on something. I had something going already, so I'm gonna go ahead and type that up in here. Maybe not type it up, but I'm gonna start writing it down. So let's see. And I'm gonna do it in green because it's my favorite color. thick. Good enough. I guess it's the same thing. Alright, so we're in C. Actually, hang on, let me do this instead. Going to make this a lot bigger. And actually, I'm going to go to page 2. So I have some more staff. Lock. Alright, let's try this again. Right. Yeah, that's much better. Alright, so common time. I'm going to be in C major, and I'm going to put the chords above instead of below the staff. That's just kind of give me room for this. I should have done a better job on this document. Cool thing is I can always redo it. Right, so the bass line was this. I can do a much better job with that. I guess not. God dang it. And yes, I'm going to put it in lute tablature as well. Let's see. And then I had C again. And then A. And I guess I better make sure to leave enough space to kind of develop this a little bit more. Let's see. And this goes down to F, which would be A on the 7th course. And then have G. Just A here. Right. Let's see. G. A. A. And then I have B. And C. Right. And then G. A. G, G, and C. Right, and this will suffice. So basically what I had originally, well actually hang on, let me put up the Roman numerals on top of this. So this is what I have. I have 1, 5, 6, 1, 4, 6, 6, 2, 6, 5, 6, 4, 6, and after this 4, 6 is what? 7 diminished, 7 diminished, and then 1. I should probably put that in first inversion, but I kind of like the line. I'll play it in just a sec. And then 3, 6, followed by 4, 6, followed by 2, 6, followed by 1, 6, 4, 5. This is cadential, and then 1. There we go. All right. So let me play this line. And let me try it with a D here instead of a B real quick. So that's going to be here, just setting myself up for success here. Okay, so I don't like the D. I like the B better. I like that better. That's really nice. Okay, so basically what I did before writing this bass line is the notes were a little bit different. So I wrote my progression first, and I wrote everything in root position, and then I started changing things around. I started inverting things, just for the melodic convenience of that bass, right? So, and this is what I ended up with, which pretty much works. And yes, I am adhering to the diatonic circle of fifths progression, and this is a little incomplete here. This should look like this. One can go anywhere. So yeah, that's what the full-on diagram looked like. Anyway, right. So the first chord, and let's just do it in. Should we do 3 parts or 4 parts? 4-part writing. Let's do 3-part writing. So bass, soprano, and alto, or bass, alto, tenor, whichever one. And let's do the other voices in a different color. Let's do them in this kind of blue. All right. C. Let's start with a C. Let's do that instead. So let's see. So I have C, E, G. I have a C. I have an E. I kind of like that a little bit better, to be honest. So I have a full-on chord, complete chord, I should say. And then we go into a 5/6, which is G, B, D. All right. So I have that. It's in first inversion. I can double anything except for the leading tone, so I can't double the bass in this case. So I could keep the common tone, and then the E goes down by a step. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's do that. We're going to keep a common tone. This is going to go down by a step. And I'm just going to leave the G. Ringing, and then I go back to an E chord. Let's see, so I have D, I have B, and I have my G. Cool. And then C, E, G. All right, so this is what I want to be thinking here, because I want to make sure that I can think about this on the spot. So I'm on my white 1 chord, going to a 5 in first inversion. Here's my bass. I have a common tone. I know that's G, B, D. Here's my D. Let's see if I do that. I'm gonna do that. There's no third in this. But you know what? It's okay. Because when I fill in the texture, I can put in the E later on. And then I go to a 4/6. And actually, hang on. I think I should have the E. Yeah, just now that I'm looking at the next chord over, which is an F chord. So 1 chord, 5/6, 1, same configuration, and that's fine. Or I could also do this. Put that in first inversion, right? You know, that's not a bad idea. Hang on, let me try that again. Right? But then that would take my F up there instead. Oh wait, but then I have an A. Let's see, so I'm going from this chord, a 1/6 chord, hypothetical 1/6, it's not written yet. So E, G, C, to an F, F, A, C, so I'm going to have a common tone. That's not so bad. And then to a 2 chord, which is DFA. I could do that. Yeah, it gives it a little more variety, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to make this 5/6. Have a relationship of a fifth there, and then this is going to allow me to be a little more melodic with the melody. To a 4/6. This is going to go up to a D. G is going to go to an A. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong chord. I got ahead. F, A, C. Right. Wait a minute. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I like that. G is going to go down to an F. C is going to stay on C. So I'm going to erase the stem and just leave it as a whole note. So and then right, F, right, Jesus. F, and then let's see, I'm gonna have my D up here, F, and then A, and F is gonna jump to the A. So now I'll have a full-on D chord, and I notice I stopped keeping up with this, so that's a good sign. It means I'm keeping up with it in my head, which is what I want. C, F, A, F, A, D. So far I have this. Oops, sorry. And then that, and then for my 5 chord, I'm just gonna do this. Right, so that D is going to be a whole note. And this is going to move to a B. And let me change the stem direction here. To a C. Right, because that's the leading tone, you got to resolve it if it's in the outer voice. Well, I mean, it's technically it's not in an outer voice, so it could frustrate the tendency of the leading tone. But why? You know, I can just make these two resolve to that note. And I'm going to a 6 chord. So this is cadential, it's a deceptive progression here. Let me go from my 4/6 chord. So I have F, A, and D. And then I go to the G. Do that. Unless I take the D up to the E. And actually, hang on. There's a way of resolving. No, wait, no. No, I'm good. It's going from 6 to 4. There's a way to resolve where you're going to end up with 2/3. You're going to end up doubling the third on the next chord over, following the 6th chord. I forgot exactly why off the top of my head, but let's see. So if I do that, I don't like that. So that D is not going to stay. That D is going to stay. It's going to resolve to C. Both D and C are going to resolve to C. So I'm going to have that. I'm going to do that then. I'm going to share. And I see somebody is watching right now. Welcome. Hope this isn't going to be too boring for you. And then let's see, the A stays. I'm going to rearticulate it for sure. And I go to a 4/6, so this is going to be F A C. So I already have my C, keep the common tone. And I guess this one's just going to go down. I will need an F, won't I? So I'm here. Then I go to a diminished 7, which is B, D, F. I don't like this. I could do that. Oh wait, but just no G. Keep it 3 voice. So I want to end up here eventually. I think I will take that F. And let's see, then B. The F can carry over, this can be a D. So that way I can avoid a strong dissonance. I can lessen the dissonance a little bit if I don't articulate it. Like, it's still there, but I mean it's better than that, I guess. Okay. And then I go to a 3 chord, 3/6, which is going to be, so I go from here to here. To that. To another 4/6. This is going to be my focal point here. This is the highest I've gone in this melody. This is going to go down to A, F, A, and I have no C, do I? Hang on, let me try that with the C. So let's see, I go from this to sorry. Right? hang on. Well, you know what? No, never mind. I was gonna say that the upper voices should be moving down instead of up, because there's movement of a second in the bass. However, we're going from inversion to inversion. We only observe those rules when we're going from root position to root position. So that's another thing to kind of keep in my head if I'm trying to improvise this style, which is my goal again. Let me take a sip of my tea. It's gone cold. Right, anyway, so going from that one chord, so I'm here, and then going to this, which I like, F-A-C, as opposed to, it sounds fuller. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. Cool. And I'm going to a 2/6. So going from this. What the hell is this? Oh, nothing. Just imagining things. To that. From a 4/6 to a 2/6. And this is going to go down. Do I have parallels here? Let's see. Well, I mean, this is a fourth. I have parallel fourths. That's not a pretty sound. And I need a D here, don't I? Something like that, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't like that 2/6 chord. But I suppose I could go to D on that. If I can do this. Do that, but then I need the A. Oh, and I just realized in that 6th chord I doubled the 3rd. That's what it was. Yeah, you double the 3rd on the 6th to avoid some awkward voice leading. I think it was to avoid parallel fifths or parallel octaves. Yeah, it's parallel octaves. Anyway, right, so what to do here? So I'm in my 4/6 chord. And that's my focal point, right? Like I haven't. So I do want to keep that. I don't want to go any higher than that, even though I could. But I want to observe the rules here. I mean, I could go higher because it's an instrument, it's not a voice. In this kind of setting, you would typically be writing for voice, and you don't want to take the soprano higher above a G. G would be the limit. And I don't want to take it to an A, of course. So I'm not going to do that. Let's see. So I have this, and they're both going by thirds. Actually, everything's going down by a third, which I don't like at all. So is there a different inversion I could use? Let's see, that's an F chord, F-A-C. No, I don't like that. I mean, for second inversion, you gotta have a purpose for using it. You know, and you can, in this setting, you can only use a 6/4 chord as where the bass will function as a pedal tone, a passing tone, or a cadential tone, like you see in the penultimate measure. So let's see. Well, fuck it. It's not horrible. It's not the best voice leading. And then no, that's too low for that. Could do that. Let's see. 6. Unless there's a better chord I could use. Instead of maybe the 3, I can just go to the 6. That'd be A, C, E, right? But then that would negate the focal point. If I do that. No, it has to be a 4. If it's root position, F would be in the bass. And then I would have I would need some kind of A in there somewhere. Yeah, I need the 3rd. So that needs to be, god damn it. Wow, okay, that's very tightly knit. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like that then. Sorry if I'm taking too long doing this, it's just I really have to consider all my options here. Alright, that's what I'm gonna do. And yes, I am frustrating the tendency of the leading tone. It's in an inner voice, so it's actually doesn't sound bad. So here's what it sounds like. I'm doing that here. Right. Okay, I'm satisfied with this. So let's let me try and play it. Let's hope I don't botch it. I already did. Right, and then and then what's right, and then right. And then this septive progression, and then I have and then and then this. Cool. All right. Sounds decent. Not too shabby. And let's see. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start filling up the texture a little bit. So first part I see is I'm going to be doing this. Putting in some non-chord tones in here. Here's a passing. That should be 2 eighth notes here. Let me erase this. Can I just do that instead? Passing group, basically. Okay. Is that supposed to be an A? Yeah. Right. Okay, I kind of like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. You know what? I don't like the big beam. Okay. Right, something like that, and I can do this. F, G, A. Get rid of that. Put the stem down at this point. Right, so. That's interesting. We articulate the D there. Could do something like that. Da 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 da. But hang on, before I get to this one, I gotta figure out what to do with that. Let's see. Okay. Like that. Okay. Fuck, I kind of forgot what I was going to do. Right, so... I'm going to do an anticipation here. A little French style with that rhythm. And I think I'm going to re-articulate this. D. So I have this then. And you know what? If I'm re-articulating it, why not just have an E up here? No, I kind of like this. That, basically. That should be preserved. Maybe. I don't want to go too fancy. Who the hell is watching this anyway? Jesus Christ. You must be bored out of your mind. Hang on, let me refresh. I don't believe there's somebody actually watching this. Oh, yeah. Someone is watching it. Okay. Martha, if this is you, I'm down to opening up to reconnecting, basically. You just have to send me a friend request on Discord. Now it's just one person watching. Yeah, that makes more sense. I don't like that. Alright. Well, that's all I'm going to do for this today. I'll continue this on my own time. Continue it some other time, sorry. Looks like I'm not going to get to the Dowland. Yeah, I'm tired. I need to go to sleep. Thanks for tuning in, whoever that was.